So, it is 1 o'clock. It means it is time to get going here with Procedural Powerhouses. Episode 13 here is Crea. I am your host, Legendary Neurotoxin, and joining me on audio here is Jasson McMorris from the Siege Games development team.
Hello, everyone.
Now, it seems like kind of a misnomer to say that. It seems like you're the guy doing most of the programming and like running the show here. Is that about right, or?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. I do most of the work. I do have some part-time people helping me, and Crea would not be possible without their help. But I do most of the work.
Yeah. Of course, I feel like a lot of the draw for the game is pronounced Crea or Crea?
Crea.
Crea. Okay.
Yep.
So it seems like the big draw for Crea is once all the features are in for it and people can really get rolling with it, people making their own content and being able to put it in the game.
That's right. That's definitely one of the major focuses. From the beginning, that was like the intention of Crea, was to have it be just completely moddable from the ground up.
Yeah. And it's really awesome. That's a great idea, a great way to do it, to be honest. So, my last session playing, it wasn't actually with this character. So I should probably tell everybody. So I first started playing Crea earlier this week, and I started using this character in this world. I put a lot into my fireball here so I can cook these oil slimes. There are elements in this game. There are full-on like RPG elements. There's levels, there's experience here. I'll even show you where I'm at with my progression. So I could put some more points into some stuff here. Might as well go with max speed boost on the melee weapon. I like speed. And a little more defense, that's never a bad thing. My casting here, I finally got up to the next level of casting, so I can start getting into some of these other spells. In fact, I've never even used this one before. I'm just gonna put it on my bar here somewhere and figure it out. There's buffs. Now my attacks are fire. I've got a defense, a magic defense. I've got the four basic elements here: the fire, the ice, the wind, and the earth. Hey, Ichlithid. Oh, and I'm second to the highest harvesting tool at this point. In fact, I think I just need to go over and press buttons, and I've got the top tier one.
Progressing nicely, I see.
Yeah, been doing pretty good for 7.8 hours of solo. Now, that's the other thing, though, is it feels like there's a lot to do and there's a lot of equipment to get into, especially if I want to start taking down those paragons, because I tried on a couple paragon slimes before and they just wrecked me. And they cheat too. They use that teleport thing, so you can't even get away from them.
Yeah, they have some crazy affixes. Have you seen the Waller one?
No, I've only seen the slime versions of the paragon creatures.
Well, it's so the paragons have different affixes, and one of the affixes that the oil slime has, and well, the paragons have, is a wall, where it creates this wall in front of you. And so if you're trying to run away,
I
did
see one of those. That was the first one I saw, apparently. Okay, so I cast Endfire. How long did it last? Because it seems like I can't see it on my buffs bar there.
It should still be effective. Perhaps you have found a bug. There were some issues with
let's see,
the status effects before.
No, these 17's my normal swipe on these things, so I guess we found a bug. So yeah, folks, this game is it's really polished in the way it looks right now, but is actually in a fairly early state still. Actually, what state would you say, like, I guess using the conventional terms, prototype, pre-alpha, alpha, beta?
I would. It's so for conventional. I would say it's not quite beta, but very close to it, because there are some things that so beta is usually considered feature complete, but there are bugs in it. But there are still some features remaining for Crea, and then also all of the systems I don't really consider to be done yet.
Right.
I'm just continuing to iterate on it. It's kind of like this weird, like, games have been turning more into like a service, and I view Crea more as a service where it's like there isn't a beginning and end to the development cycle, and at the end I release the game.
Gotcha.
Crea's been available to buy publicly for almost a year now, and so yeah, it's kind of like I'll keep working on it even after I say 1.0, but so I don't know. It's probably about just about beta.
Okay. And I should probably mention to folks, these Quiridian things, these nasty critters that are floating around that I'm shooting at, you don't really want to engage them in close combat. They'll just cook you with their radial attack. And their shot's also really powerful. They're easy to dodge and stay away from, but if you're actually trying to take one down, it's a little bit of a different situation. So, okay, so here's one right here. It's a Paragon oil slime. He's a red, bright red looking. Or not bright red, but kind of red saturated. It'll show up on the screen in a moment. It doesn't say anything special about it, but
yeah, I haven't figured out how I want to display which affixes they have. Right now, they're mostly visual, like that red tint designates that it damages you when you touch it. So it has like a damage on touch effect.
Gotcha. Because I haven't seen that. Most creatures, the way I fight them is that I'll just rush through them. Oh, so this is the kind, huh?
Yeah, most
It's putting up the walls on me here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and the teleport.
Run.
But does that replace the bubbles that they would shoot out when they do the wall?
No, they can still do that as well.
Okay, because it doesn't seem like he wants to.
Yeah, they only do that within like a certain range.
No, that was actually the small one that fired that one off.
Yeah, if you stay somewhat closer, then they won't actually warp you to them.
Okay. Oh. I didn't quite get through there. So I'm starting to... It's
running low on mana.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's a few ways that I can kind of trip them up here a little bit. Get some points back. Ha! From below. And the ones down here don't really care because it's daytime and they don't aggro. There are sure a lot of them though.
Yeah.
Alright, give me that fire. Hey! What was that random aggro one for? What the heck? Oh. Oh well, I know where it's at. I can go get it. I probably need to get some better armor going at some point too. I think I need to get some stuff from the desert or something to get the next set of equipment going.
Do you have the bronze equipment on it now?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. I've probably researched most of, if not everything, for the next set.
Okay.
It's still up. It's still active in the world. It hasn't healed yet, so should be able to come back and blast it.
I saw
Yeah.
that there's a white crystal right next to it that you could use to fast travel to.
Yeah.
There he is.
There we go. Oh wow. Yeah, I see. You did just try to glob me there. You'll see in a second. Ah, this is a perfect spot. I win. 10? Nice. That's a worthwhile amount of oil.
Yeah, we want to like try to make the paragons maybe a little rarer and have it so that they will sometimes drop very like rare items that you like. Oh, I really like, like the oil slime paragon. He could drop this like oil lobber, where it's like kind of like his move where he shoots oil out, like kind of like in the the four like spurts.
Yeah.
And to have like a cannon type thing that you can use that does something like that.
Oh, so I found this bug where if you... I'm not exactly sure what happens and why it happens, but you can see me standing here and the torch isn't illuminating. Now, the way I found to resolve it is if I have one item or one thing on my hotbar where it doesn't have a torch equipped, I need to cycle through that before it'll work again. Here, let me figure out. I guess I'll put dirt here or something. So once I cycle away from it, then my torch is active again, my secondary torch.
So if you have something on... Oh, okay, I think I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because I don't know why the torch stopped working in my offhand there, but now it
Right,
is.
yeah. That code has been extremely tricky for me, because right now it like equips the item and then unequips it, but there's lots of possible scenarios that can happen. Like, what if you have a torch in your right hand and then you switch to another one that you have a torch in your left hand or whatever, and so it's
Yeah.
giving me problems. But all right, I'll try that one out and see if I can get it fixed.
Cool. Because, I mean, it's not that much of an inconvenience if you know the fix, but I could understand somebody not knowing how to kind of make it work, being stuck in the dark in a bad situation.
Right.
I think anything that can shut it off, either water or not having them and then crafting them and having them appear in your inventory, are the two circumstances where it'll shut off and not turn back on.
Okay, right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So I'll go back home here and deposit some materials. Gotta constantly be going back and depositing materials because...
Have you found any pouches yet?
Any whats?
Pouches?
Pouches? No, I have not. That's the last thing I need for those satchels, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, no, I haven't yet. Not really a clue where to find them, honestly. Is it
Do you want me to give you a clue, or
is it something I find in treasure chests? Because that was something I was told about.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah, I
They
found
should
one.
be fairly common.
I found one silver chest in one procedural house. I found two procedural houses. One of them had a silver chest. I picked it up without just using the grabby hand, and that destroyed all the items inside and just gave me the empty chest. So that was unfortunate.
I changed that, so that won't happen anymore.
Okay, cool. And then the other one I found was literally just a box and a torch and the wood wall, and that's it. So
that must have been the like wood block, what was it, wooden box or something like that.
something like that. It was like maybe a 4x4 or something, or 5x5 that was just surrounded with wood and had one torch on the inside. That's all.
Oh man.
I saw it. It's like, all right, a house. And I get a little closer. Ah, damn.
The treasure chests are usually actually pretty good with what they drop nowadays. I recently greatly like expanded their contents.
Oh no! I don't mean a treasure chest. I mean just a physical spot of like blocks in the world. There was just a 5x5 spot of blocks.
Oh, okay.
That it just had a torch on the wood wall backing behind it, and that's it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So one hint I can give you is that if you ever see a monster or a pot drop a key, then you know that a treasure chest is not too far away.
Okay. Cool. I'll have to try to remember the areas where I found those keys then. Let's see, acorns, just getting stuff out of my inventory here. I still haven't set up the mannequins yet.
Have you found any of all of the items to get them? I don't want to spoil too much, so it doesn't.
I haven't gotten all of them for one of them, or for any of them yet.
Right.
In fact, there's a lot of stuff I still have one missing. Whetstone, I still have one missing. And you don't spoil it. I'll find this stuff.
Right.
I know there's still some stuff on the.
Yeah. Okay. Those are all the same items, so you're almost there.
Gotcha.
Almost. Yeah. You just need more treasure chests.
More treasure chests. Gotcha. Okay, so it really is just going through those caves. Alright, so I'm going to look here. And it is the apprentice one, and I just don't have enough ectoplasm. I only have like 3 or 4. Vine bow.
You have to become a treasure hunter, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It actually is the armor that I'm really looking to upgrade. So I've got the bronze cap, and then I guess I need to figure out what's the next one I can make after that. The studded helm. Leather and iron. I've got some leather. I thought I had some hide hanging around somewhere. I guess not. So I'll have to go and hunt those surface critters too. Gotcha, Tenek. I'll definitely have to check back in that area then. If you're, I don't know if you're tuned into the Twitch chatter. I guess you are, aren't you? Because you're watching the.
I am.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. While I'm here, I'll smelt up Max. And what did I need for the ivory? I've got gold and I've got tusks.
Those are the main
gold.
two.
I've got tusks over here, I think. Yep. Those pigs are hilarious. They're, of all the creatures in the game, they make me laugh the most.
Oh really? Why is that?
Because you don't expect a hog to be, you know, like powering up and charging in a line dash at you. But their pattern is just so easy to get around too. It's really funny.
Yeah, we're actually planning to add another 1 or 2 attacks to the boys so that they're a little more interesting to fight.
Cool.
And not as hard, because some people like have a really hard time figuring out their pattern, and then we call them Tauren. The Tauren just destroy. They do so much damage.
Yeah, I mean yeah, you're right that they do a lot of damage, but it's I guess in them getting the opportunity to get that hit once you know their pattern, I can see it's some fine tuning to make them easier for newer players, but I guess a little bit more engaging for advanced players.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, all of these creatures I can see getting like up to 3 more abilities. Even
I would like to have all of them have at least 3 attacks. That would be
yeah,
great.
even Speeps could do 3 things. You'd
Right
have
now
them-
they just hop around. They don't do anything except for flee whenever you hit them.
Well, if they haven't had aggro in like up to 5 minutes, you could have them just chew on random foliage and have their fur regenerate quicker that way, or the wool rather. That could be a fun behavior to do for them, or having them like huddle up somewhere underground or wherever they can when you eventually get. You don't have rain effects and stuff, but you're planning to, right?
Yeah, I would like to add in more dynamic weather and whatnot. I like to add weather, period. Like, I would like to have a more dynamic world is what I would like.
Yeah.
Like, I'm slowly getting there where, you know, like, things are spreading throughout the world. The plants, I mean, there's the whole conflict system. I'm not sure if you are familiar with that. But just trying to have a very dynamic world.
Gotcha. The conflict system. No, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, it's just you may have noticed it a little bit, but monsters will kind of like spread throughout the regions of the world and gain strength. Like the hostility level of the regions will go up, and then they'll like actually move to neighboring regions and kind of gain more power. And so you as you kill them, the hostility levels goes down and less monsters spawn and they're weaker. And then, you know, if you don't kill them for a while, they'll start getting stronger.
Nice. Okay, so I need to go out to the desert because I know there's some stuff that I still haven't collected and researched there yet. Yeah. No, I mean there's really a lot I'm looking forward to with this game in the here and in the future, and I'm sure you're probably looking forward to a lot more because you know it's going to be going in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, even in its current state, the only thing that I guess makes it look like, you know, in the first 5 minutes that it's not as finished as it could be is the swing animation. Just, you know, maybe could be a little bit smoother.
Right.
But that's it.
I think so I haven't committed to anything yet, but I think one thing we're going to do is actually completely redo all the character animations and movement and melee combat and all of that.
Nice. Well, yeah, you talked about melee combat getting an overhaul at some point, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I would really like to. It's just, yeah, it's hard to figure out the priority of everything because I would like to push, you know, the modding front as well as the building front. I haven't really done much with building lately, and so I'd like to make that be a little bit more interesting.
Play Dungeon Mans. That's a good question. In chat there.
Oh. Dungeon Mans, isn't that a game that just came out?
I don't know.
What would you say? So the question is, what would you say to someone in like 2 sentences? Or what would you respond to someone who says, what is this? Oh, this is just like Terraria. I would say,
Ooh, there's a harvester down there.
there's so much that's different. The similarities only skin deep, and Crea is actually a RPG with sandbox elements, and yeah, I don't know what.
Honestly, I would say this is closer to what Landmark is going to be, but a 2D version than closer to Terraria. Terraria is different in so many ways. I guess I would say while both are procedural 2D sandbox worlds, Terraria doesn't have the same kind of level up progression and stuff that isn't just the item grind for progression. But at the same time, Terraria is a lot more feature complete, and you know, it's a live launched game. This has still got a lot more potential.
Right. That's more than 2 sentences, though. You cheated.
Well, they were long sentences.
Oh, they're just run-ons, you know,
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 paragraphs.
Yeah. I would have to check with my editor on that one, but...
Yeah, like, something that we're still slowly adding into the game that is kind of still there is this whole like story in the background, where there's this huge mythos, and while it's not completely apparent yet, we'll slowly start revealing more and more about what you're doing in this world and why you are alone and what's happened. And we're doing that through exploratory storytelling, where we don't actually have dialogue. Instead, we have the environment and item descriptions to tell the story.
Cool. Yeah, that actually reminds me of Magic the Gathering, and the way that there isn't necessarily as much of like a written storyline that you can look at so much as all the flavor text and all of the cards reveals what's going on in that part of the series, in that season. Yeah,
actually, a lot of the descriptions that we're like looking at are inspired by trading card games.
Cool.
Like Ascension and Magic the Gathering. Yeah, it's also kind of inspired by Dark Souls. They do this to some degree, where they do have dialogue, but especially in the first one, it's very limited, and most of the story is told through the environment and through item descriptions.
Gotcha. So I'm feeling with the small world that I'm really getting strapped for resources, especially stuff that I can only find along the surface. I only have this little stretch of desert, and I'm supposed to get, you know, all of the stuff that I need from that. It's kind of difficult.
So I think right now there isn't anything exclusive to the desert that you couldn't get elsewhere.
Well, the ghost shell. Ghost shell is one thing, and then there is another type of
okay,
plant.
That's in the scorched
Excuse
biome.
me, yeah, the scorched biome actually is not the desert. There's that, and then the ashberry. But the only thing I can see to use that for is to plant more ashberries. Is that, I guess, part of the research system that hasn't been filled out yet?
Yeah, it kind of is. I think we use it for like 1 or 2 things, but we do have planned for a potion alchemy type system.
Okay, that's really cool.
And so we'll be using a lot of the plants for that.
Nice.
Have you tried? I'm pretty sure you can plant your ghost shells and be able to like kind of create a little farm of them.
That would not be a bad thing, because I know that I need more than 5. I need this harvester first. Oh, damn. Paragon. Come on, harvester. I'm gonna get you. Alright, got your aggro.
We're farming the harvesters.
I have to get that ectoplasm.
That's kind of ironic, isn't it? You're harvesting the harvesters.
Well, you know, that's how it is. Once I have the wand, it'll hopefully be easier. How much of that? Oh, I've killed 3 of them and I only got 1? Damn.
Maybe the drop rate needs to be increased. That's one thing that I really rely on, the community feedback, is like, especially for these bouncing things, because...
I can't plant the ghost shells.
No?
No, doesn't seem like... Oh, wait. Oh, it might just be some dirts will and some won't or something.
I think it needs to be planted on Zut.
Oh, that would make sense. And then even... Am I supposed to be clicking above the ground or below the ground or like right at the edge?
It should be either right above it or on the dirt that you want it to be placed on.
Okay. Is there a harvester spawner here or something? That'd be awesome.
Not yet. We need to add new spawners for some of the newer monsters.
Cool. Alright, I'll get some of those planted and come back a little later.
I don't think that they take too long to grow. Maybe like 15 minutes or something.
Okay. Well then, we'll see what the deal is with this Paragon oil slime. You're not walling me off. That means you're already screwed. That means you're already screwed, buddy. Because I can just do this. And your lack of Paragon abilities means you have to rely on that scorpion to save you. Which means I need to get the hell out of here. Oh, that's fine. Now that scorpion's stuck there. Let's see if I can get that scorpion stuck in another hole here. Oh, teleport back. Okay. Let's see. How am I gonna see if I can get... Now that one's backing off. Haha. Oh, come back here. Oh, I'm sure you're aware. The thing with like being close to a wall and having fireballs not shoot.
Yeah.
Is that just fireballs or is that all spells?
That's all spells right now. It has to deal with the physics and the bounding. Like you fire the fireball into a wall. And then, so it just gets destroyed immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to figure out a fix because obviously that completely sucks.
Yeah. I mean, the spells right now, it feels like maybe having half the casting costs and half the damage, but
making it so you can do it more often.
yeah, I think that would be a lot better balance for it because it's a lot. It's a lot easier to miss with them, and when you do miss, it's a lot more damaging than missing with a lot of the other things.
Right.
I wish I hadn't put that bow away, even though it's only going to do 1s and 2s to this guy.
You should switch over to your weapon and just jump up and hit him a little bit.
Being red, doesn't that mean he's going to do the damage when I touch him?
Yeah, that is true. I don't think it's too much. Like if you instead use your mana to heal and use your sword, then that might work.
Okay. It's still a pretty weak sword, so I don't...
What level is your character at? Like 7 or 8?
Where can I see the exact... like I've got... Yeah, level 8 in combat.
Okay.
Oh, I guess if I'm under him, it won't actually damage me. Whoops.
There you go.
I should probably heal myself and see if I can get Endfire to work again. I'll max it out. I like fire.
Fire is good, especially against those slimes.
Alright. Bring it, Slimy. Doesn't seem like it increased the damage. I was doing 17, or how much was I doing before? No, I was doing 11. Okay, so it's a bit of an increase.
Oh,
so
there
50%.
You go. Yeah. Yeah, it depends on their elemental weakness and how weak they are to that element.
What in the heck are these items? Paintings? Okay. I will not argue with paintings. No, I didn't want soot.
It's kind of a placeholder item and somewhat of a joke.
I like it.
It's a painting of an oil slime.
Oh, contained chaos. That's probably one of those items I need for everything, isn't it?
It is, yeah, one of those better items for sure.
Okay. So I definitely need to be taking down paragons. And those plants will be ready soon. And the scorpion's still in the hole there. There was a crystal to the left, I think.
Tannic, that's pretty much exactly where they were inspired from. Kelly and I are very big Miyazaki fans, and so yeah, Kelly's drawn a lot of inspiration from the Miyazaki films.
Nice. That's really cool. I bet it probably goes in the chaos bed, which I have no idea what the chaos bed does differently.
Yeah, you don't need that yet. That's for the second boss that's not completely implemented yet.
I didn't even know there was a first boss.
Yes. Spoiler alert. Yeah. There is, but I won't say how you get to the boss.
I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah. There you go. Nice little paintings.
Yep, yep.
Your trophies.
Okay, so I've got a bit of ore I can probably break down. Still need more hide to make some of that leather gear. Does elemental reduce the damage I do to things that are tough against that element?
That's right.
Okay, so if I need to, can I clear the end fire buff, or would I need to cast a different one?
Yeah, if you cast a different one, that will clear it or like switch it.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try out a spear. I'm going to go back and see if I can build one up. I bet you I can. So you just added spears and wands recently, right?
That's right.
Cool.
This latest update.
Alright. Craft a weapon.
You have to be careful with those oil slimes when they do that attack where they spread out those blobs, and if you run over them at that time, there's so much damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll hit it once because I noticed there isn't any stunned kind of state where you don't take damage.
There is kind of, but I think it only is applied to some attacks. I think melee attacks. Projectiles, though, I don't think it's applied to.
Okay.
Like that.
I need vine. Well, I need the leather, but I need vines, which I know I have tons of.
Yeah, there are lots of vines in the game.
If I don't have vines anywhere, I'm sure I can go grab some. Oh yeah, here's my stash of vines. Oh, I've got a bunch of hide to break down still. And a bunch of leather. Oh damn. Okay, I'm gonna stay here for a moment then and get some craft on. First, however, I do want to get that spear started. So what all did I need for it? Stone is in here. Alright, workstation. They're just a little too far apart. That's fine. Novice spear. I'll get my crafting buffs up. For those who aren't aware, these are crafting buffs that you actually have to equip and use, so that way you can basically only use one every 10 minutes. Now, is that something that'll speed up over time?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that as you level it up, the amount of time you have to wait decreases.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay, yeah, because that one's Artisan's done, but Concentrate's still got a moment. Oh, well, that's fine. I mean, this is the first level. Is it the sort of thing where if you max out every level of an item the entire way up, it's going to have better stats, or is it just the times where you upgrade it from one to the next that it processes what the upgrades are going to be at that point?
So I guess it does where it re-rolls to figure out the item's quality whenever you are upgrading, but it carries over all of the attributes of the previous item.
So it would make sense to have the top level crafting skills as much as you can, and just keep using both buffs every single level to have the
right.
Okay, and that's a really smart. That's a really awesome system, because that means someone that wants to take the time and effort is going to be able to make just beastly items by the end.
Right, exactly. They can go back and take the item that is mediocre and make the same item, but using these buffs and also other things. Like as you level up your crafting, you can craft higher quality equipment, and so you'll be able to make even better items later on.
That's totally awesome. Yeah. So, Novice Spear, it's only power 33, but my sword is power 50. It's a 8 pickup radius and 4 luck. The Broadsword of Snatching. So there are definitely a lot of different versions, and all the weapons, is it one leads to the next in a progression, or are there different branches?
They branch out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So you pick how you want your weapon to, how you want how you want to fight, and by picking which weapon you want, and then how kind of get you in finer detail and like how you want to use that weapon. So each tree has a different like special attribute it focuses around.
Okay. So there's definitely ways that somebody can specialize the more they go through. Apart from their where they're spending their actual progression, their character progression points, through the way they set up their equipment.
That's right. Like one of the trees for spears is like kind of inspired by the dragoons from like Final Fantasy 11 or something, where they have this jump ability, and so we have like one that increases your jump attack, and another one where it's like the longer your longer airtime you have, the more damage you do, and then a few other things like that.
That's actually a really funny thrusting animation. I'm expecting like this big, long, heaving thrust, but no, poke, poke, poke. When you get like, are you gonna have mounts at some point? Because I could see that like a really good horseback lance style of thrust.
That would be cool. Yeah, I think we may have mounts at some point. At the very least, I'll make it be like a mod or something like that. Like, I don't know how well it will fit into the game.
Holy crap! This is way easier to use than the sword.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The range and the direction of it, I bet I could even hunt Quirdians with it.
Yeah, that's why they're weaker than the swords. because they're so much like easy to use.
Yeah. Of course, I think of things that like sometimes break the logic of that, like the metal blades from Mega Man 2. They were the most powerful weapon, and they have directions to them. I'm not sure. Were you much of a old school platformer or?
Wait, which game was it?
Mega Man 2, the metal blades.
Oh man, that was so long ago. I played those. Like I remember on my NES, but I was like 7. It was so long ago.
Yeah, I played them for many years and would keep coming back to them because that was actually Mega Man 2 is the first major game bug that I found in any game. Not the one where it squeezes you through the wall in the places where there's the little conveyor belt sections, but there's actually a glitch, and people have actually found and broken it down, where if you're entering a boss arena and you in the boss arena somehow push your way through the wall, it puts you into a Wily zone, but corrupted and
wow.
weird. So we didn't know. It was like a once in a million basically for it to happen without knowing how to do it. And we went into Heatman's lair and it pushed us into Wily Stage 1 without Heatman's item that you need to finish the level. Though it wouldn't have mattered because if you do get up to the dragon, it's just the moving tiles and the scrolling screen. It just keeps doing that and there's no end. Yeah, some hilariousness. Okay, so while I was here, I was going to make some leather gear, and I'm honestly, not as, I guess, concerned with the armor as much, because I can avoid a lot of stuff. It's doing the damage that I need to be doing. So let me see what I need here. First, I'm going to craft up some of that leather. Plans for pets. That's a good question.
I was just replying to that. But I guess I can just say it here. And we've talked about it, and we more or less know what we want to do, but we haven't like actually committed to it yet.
Cool.
Yeah, we want to do something kind of different, and not just I don't know. Have them kind of matter.
Like Torchlight 2, or more kind of matter that you need to feed them and make sure they don't die, sort of thing.
Did you ever play Phantasy Star Online?
Yeah, I loved the
Mags.
little mags. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually love the randomization system for them too. Or not. I guess not for the mags themselves, but the color element or whatever with your name or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was cool. Where, depending on like the sum of the characters in your name, it would decide what type of element you were, and then that would change your mag. And that's crazy. I think
I don't know if anybody spotted it. It'll probably go by in just a moment here. I'm trying to get a good shot of the Coridian on the moon on the background. There we go. Alright, it'll probably zoom by in a moment here. Alright, sorry, continue.
Yeah, I was just saying that we'd probably do something like the mags, where they would actually affect your character to some degree, and maybe build on that somehow. I don't know exactly. It's probably a post 1.0 thing.
Right. Need 4 more wood to make the rest of this, or use the rest of the oil I have at least. And yeah, I really would love to see a system like that. And in fact, if you if it's something that it's going to be out there for the community to kind of weigh in on and give suggestions, definitely give some feedback on that one, because that was actually one of the things I really liked about Phantasy Star Online, was that kind of randomization that comes from, you just pick the character's name, and that's you automatically get kind of put in this, not necessarily faction, but this version of what you'll see and what randomizes for you versus what other people see and how the game interacts for them.
Yeah, that is really interesting.
Alright, let's see if I can make some of this armor now. So it's the studded stuff that I need to be making to to start the progression, right?
That's right.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got a pile of iron around here somewhere. 70 ingots. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, I've been, doing pretty good with this run. I've been having pretty good success. I actually went down, one of my buddies, Mr. Pound Sign, was trying to find lava, so I went down and, where was it? Oh yeah, here it is. You can see on my map, I went all the way down to the bottom of the world and found some spots of lava for him.
Nice.
I can't collect it yet, though, can I?
You can kind of, but no, not really. You
No.
can use the bottle to collect it, but it turns into a bottle of water.
Oh, that's funny.
It's because I completely there's so much to this game
I know.
that I oftentimes will just completely overlook something. And so it's I added in water. And then I thought, oh, it'd be good to actually be able to collect water. So I added in bottles and the bottled water. And then later on, I added in lava. But I completely forgot, oh, maybe the player should be able to collect lava. But lava and water are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just treats it the same right now. And so you get... yeah, the lava, and it just turns into water. And
That's
a lot of
funny.
people have commented on that. They're like, that's funny. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah.
Well, it is funny, and in a logical thinking person's world, no, it doesn't make sense. But when you look at it from this perspective of programming, yeah, no, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Copy paste being what it is. And I mean that's really what it is for folks who don't know much about programming. A lot of what you're doing is building something right the first time, so that way you can keep reusing it over the course of the project in various different ways. So yeah.
Yeah. The good way to do it is to refactor your code and have it be in one central location instead of copying it all over the place. But sometimes, when you're desperate and weak, you will copy and paste. For this case, actually, it's that I use this interesting system. You may have heard of it, called cellular automata. Have you ever heard of Conway's Game of Life?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's kind of like where you can think of a grid, and if you call each little square a cell, then the cell's neighbors can be affected by the state of the current cell. And so depending on if there's a cell above it, then it can do something. If the cell above it is alive, then that cell might change to do something different. And so it's kind of this there's this very emergent system that comes out of very simple logic. And so for I use this for water, where if there's nothing under a cell, then it drops down, the water in that current cell drops down to the cell below, and that makes it so the water falls. And then if it cannot drop because there's something below it, then the water tries to spread out to the sides.
Gotcha.
Any side cell that's open. And so that just with those very simple rules, you can create water simulation. And so actually just right now to have it so that for whenever you're collecting water with the bottled water, it just looks to see if it's a cellular automata, because that's all I was using for at first was water.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a very interesting theory, or I don't know. I don't know what it's actually called. It's Conway's Game of Life. So it's cellular automata. It's pretty cool.
Really neat. Yeah.
Because there are some really interesting systems that come out of it, where there are these like there'll actually be like factory type things that people can make with these very simple rules, where like this thing will create this other thing and like shoot it out, and I think they're called like gliders or something like that. And so they actually, like, you can see it kind of like moving as if it's actual like life, and like growing and doing stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, that's great stuff. Hey, Dahoof, how you doing? So, just getting my craft on here. Gonna get into the enchanted robe because I play a caster. That's what I'm doing. I do wizardy things. It works. Nice. So, let's see how it turned out. 12 defense, SP regeneration, 2 mind, 4 agility. Nice. What do I need for the next highest? 4 more cloth. 1 more sapphire. Do I have more cloth somewhere? I should probably move all of my boxes a little bit closer.
Yeah, you can actually use the materials inside of the boxes while crafting.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. I need more sapphires, which means I think I have some more chunks. Oh, only 7. Okay, well, that's as far as I'll get with that one for now. Let's see what's that gonna do for me here. So that's a pretty big stat increase from 7 defense, 12 defense, and some, you know, other awesome stuff. I really do like the RPG elements to this game. It's open so that players can really do, you know, what they want, and that really shows a lot more in multiplayer. You know, just to have one person sitting around doing all of the research for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, once again, I draw parallels between this and SOE's Landmark 3D sandbox game, because a lot of the features that are coming with that are already there. Are a lot more like this than you would see like Terraria or some of the other sandboxes out there, because the RPG elements really do add a much greater degree. You know, all the stats and everything, and not just with Landmark, but in the full scope of Landmark being the precursor to EverQuest Next, because that's kind of how they're doing it. It's really interesting. Oh, I have a bunch of oil cloths. Maybe I can make those pants.
So I guess how is that working? Is Landmark a game where you are just building content and it's like completely sandbox, and then they're going to release EverQuest Next, which is an MMO using that content?
Yeah, they're going to be doing stuff. In fact, they've just released the first thing about it recently, that you can be part of the process, not just building stuff in game, but also working with the kind of the style guide they're going to put out for each of the different races, and helping them figure out what the aesthetic for that race is going to be, which, you know, that's totally awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
But then, you know, players can also just make stuff and paint. It's not just limited to fantasy. It's sci-fi. It's, you know, if you want to do old western, you can do that. If you want to do something which has no, you know, genre that people can easily define, well, you know, bust it out.
Nice. That is cool.
Yeah. It's a really fun project.
It's really neat to see how some of these larger studios are starting to pick up this idea, or the concept of like developing games with the community. It's something that I know I've been really wanting to do ever since I started Crea, is like, you know, making it with the community, which is why I did a Kickstarter so early on. And even back then, like almost 2 years ago, I was saying that something I want to do is, you know, release the game early, you know, do lots of feedback with the players, and then after release, I just want to play the game with the community and like join mod teams and make mods for the game, and maybe
That's so awesome.
maybe pull some of those mods into the full game. But I kind of also at the same time believe that the game, like, you can add too much to the core game, and I want to keep it like pure, but then people can build onto that.
Yeah.
So.
Do I have enough to make 2 more diamond fragments? No, I only have 1 diamond shard. Damn it.
So close.
Oh well. Yeah, just so I could do the studded helm plus. That's probably not a bad idea. I think my upgrade thing's not quite yet. Did I get a crafting level? No. Oh well. But yeah, so you just get this helmet going then, and I think that's just about it for my leather and my things to upgrade with. So I'll put all my goods away that I don't keep with me, because you might as well bring your ore with you. It's one of those things you're just gonna find. Wood, I don't really need to hang on to. I've got plenty of torches, so I don't need the oil clots with me. Leather making stuff goes in here. Leather itself. And I'll just kind of stuff the rest of the stuff over here. Incense. Gems. Bring those keys, because you might find a chest. Don't need those. I'll find plenty of sile cores. It's whatever. Like the oak seeds, eventually they need to replant some of the stuff in the area, because...
Yeah, I saw it's looking kind of barren.
Yeah. Alright. So, I'm gonna go back to the desert and get those shards that I left behind. I'll just run there. It's not that far. I should actually be bringing seeds and dropping them along the way, but meh.
Just like Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah. Wants to get everyone drunk. Those weren't eaten apples. No, you don't plant eaten apples. You graft eaten apples. You plant spitters that you can use to make cider. It's true.
Nice. Yeah, I always found that little like nursery rhyme kind of funny.
Yeah. That's he just wanted everyone to be happily intoxicated. I mean, that's why I always think it's funny when he's referenced as like this, good wholesome character they talk about with kids, and then they learn later, oh, so he loved booze. Yeah, poke, 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 poke. It will just auto poke if I hold the button, won't it?
Yeah.
I almost feel like I should take some soot back with me. Does the depth of the soot matter, or can I just have a 1 square and have stuff grow in it?
Just 1 square. Like there's a little waste crystal down there.
What was that?
There's a white crystal right down there. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh yeah.
Now you have lots of ghost shells.
But is it the sort of thing that they'll eventually regenerate if I harvest them all, or if I pick them all up, then there'll never be any more in this world?
Yes and no. I think
Good answer.
so. You can harvest them all, but for some of those resources, the plan is to have the merchant NPC sell them, so you can always buy more from the merchant if you end up using them all or whatever. So you can't make some resource extinct.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would.
Well, this world kind of blows now. I've used everything.
On the other hand, like that would be more of the hardcore world. It's like, yeah, there's definitely circumstances.
Right. I do find those games pretty interesting. There's been a few popping up where they explore the whole idea of limited resources in the world, and that if you don't actually manage things correctly, you can pretty much destroy the world and lose your chance to kind of win.
It is more satisfying to spam poke things. You're absolutely right, Saiva. But I do have a fireball that hits for what was that, 26? Yeah,
melee is pretty powerful if you
actually, I should be using Endfire to help me with this. Oh, once I've got the juice for it. Alright.
Something I'm going to add in pretty soon that I'm sure you'll love is a consumable item that regenerates your SP.
Lovely. Yeah, there's little love for casters right now. You've got to hunt a bunch of harvesters just to get the first wand, and
yeah.
Other than that. Now, does the wand increase my arcane skill, or is that my combat skill?
It will increase your arcane.
Cool. Alright. I guess I should probably plant a few more of these, let's see, what do I have for room? I'm actually going to grab some soot so I can just place them up by my house.
Yeah, create a little garden. I think that was one of the cooler things about Terraria, is being able to create a little garden and harvest it and whatnot and kind of take care of it. That was cool. I really like that.
Yeah, but I mean that's the other thing, is having an in-depth alchemy crafting system would also be nice for that. So you're not just doing the harvesting, the gardening, but there's actually some extent to it,
right,
a higher quality herbs or something, or various ways it could work out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a while back, we're actually, for a while, we're planning to do the potion system for this huge update, but we decided to stop doing that and do something else. I forgot what it was. But we came up with this crazy system where, what was it? Oh, now I can't even remember what it was. we ended up deciding that it wasn't going to work. Let me see if I can find the docs for it, because I believe we wrote it down and then it's oh wait, this won't work.
Too complex, or
let me find where it was written down. I don't know why, but I'm blanking on it completely.
All good. You work hard, I understand. I forget features that I'm working on too sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. Yeah, so we were planning on having kind of elemental potions, and then you could drink a potion and it would give you a buff, and then you could drink another potion and it would change that buff to be something else based off of the combination of the two. So you could drink a fire potion and it might increase your attack, and when you could drink a wind potion and it'll increase your attack speed because it's attack plus speed. And then we would have all of these crazy more advanced type of potions. Like, you know, we would have one, like maybe the light potion would be dedicated to like seeing, and so you could like be able to drink a combination of like 3 different potions and be able to see ores or something like that, or be able to
cool.
see in the dark. But I was trying to come up with, or we were trying to come up with a somewhat emergent system through this, where it would just automatically figure out the combination of the potions, and then or like it would determine the effect of the potion, you know, kind of automatically based off of a bunch of like systems that we would have in place, but couldn't come up with a way to do that.
Gotcha.
Kind of like Binding of Isaac.
Yeah.
Where, you know, you have all these different effects on your projectiles that you know, your tiers, and you could get like brimstone, which makes it kind of like a laser beam type thing, and then you could get homing missiles or whatever, or I think it was a homing one, psychic.
Yeah, the magic types, the purples do the homing. There's the green kind that's the toxic, and then there's the ipecac, which makes all of your shots toxic explosions. Yeah. No, I'm well versed in the Binding of Isaac. I love that game.
Yeah, same here. I have like 120 hours on it.
Nice. I don't even care to know how many I've put in on it.
Yeah, it's an awesome game.
So excited for Rebirth.
Yeah, same here. So I was wanting to do something kind of like that with the potions, but the thing is that Binding of Isaac is kind of able to do that because it's very narrow in what it does, which is, you know, it's affecting your projectiles and that's it. But I wanted the system to be able to affect lots of things, like your, you know, what you can see in the world, your attacks, your crafting, etc. And so it's very open, and consequently, it's kind of hard to make a emergent system based off of that. At least I found.
Right. I mean, it's definitely something where you're giving it like a series of. It'd almost be like a procedural game of its own, you know, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, I'm like, this system right here, if we could figure it out, could be a game by itself completely.
Yeah, and that's one of the things with any sort of like emergent crafting system to build into a game is. It's got the level of complexity of a full procedural game just to build it.
Right. Yeah. So I think what we'll end up doing is kind of going in between, where we do that to some degree, where maybe like we have these different potions that you have to drink, and the different combinations will create different effects. But
did I just make that item disappear? I just had them in the researcher, and then I tried to put it directly into the silver chest, and they disappeared, the 7 I had. That's awesome. Note to self.
I don't know.
Go straight from the researcher to a chest, and it might eat the items.
It was the ghost shell, so... Well, perhaps you just discovered a bug. So you were trying to go from the research to the treasure chest directly, and it disappeared?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Of course, I also just tried to go from my inventory to put 3 carapace in this chest, and it also ate those, so maybe this chest is broken.
Oh, you know what? Actually...
I see. It's there.
Yeah, this is this weird bug that I can't reproduce. Like, open up another treasure chest.
Okay.
And then open up that the one that you're at, and it should be...
there it is. That is a funny bug.
This very weird bug where it like stops syncing the items to the UI, and I have never been able to reproduce it, but my brother has like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, what are you doing that like causes this? Maybe that's it. Maybe it has something to do with like moving between the research and the treasure chest.
That would make sense.
I will try that out.
I will be honest. This is not the first time that bugs have been found and set to fix on one of my live streams, or even a procedural Powerhouses. It happens, especially a lot of the games I'm playing are games that are in development. So
Right.
yeah.
Even games out that are finished still, are prone to having bugs be found in them.
Yeah, but I mean the difference is when the product's actually live and there's still, nasty, nasty bugs in them. That's where you kind of wonder like what happened with the project versus this. Of course there's bugs. It's still, it isn't even on the Steam Greenlight yet. In fact, how's that coming along? You were mentioning about that, but I wasn't sure if it was hush hush or anything.
Well, we got greenlit, but we're going to be doing a Steam Early Access, and it's not really a hush hush type thing. Like, yeah, we're doing it. June 3rd is when we're coming out on Steam Early Access.
Nice.
So, yep. And then I'm sure there'll be lots of people reporting bugs.
Indeed.
I'm trying to prepare mentally for it, for the and also physically I should, for the 120-hour week that I'm going to have.
Gotta have like a minimum 50 character limit or something, so you don't have bug reports are this thing went stop. It's like, dude, that is not descriptive.
Fortunately, a lot of the community has become pretty good at reporting bugs, the existing community, and so whenever there's an issue, people report it pretty nicely. And then in addition to that, there's lots of great examples on our forums, and so whenever someone new comes to report an issue, they see all the examples of other people reporting, and they actually report kind of nicely, where they will include the logs and include other useful information just automatically. I'm like, thank you. So vital for a developer to figure out the issue by having actual useful information.
Yeah. Useful information usually helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've definitely I've been on both sides of that before, so I know what you mean. One of my first studio jobs was as a QA and production intern at Neopets. Neopets is a company that caters to kids, so you'd imagine.
Oh, I played Neopets.
The bug reports.
Back in the day. Yeah, I bet those bug reports were horrible.
They were somewhere between horrible and just hilarious. Fortunately, I didn't have to see too many of them, but it would have been a really weird task to have interns that are in there just to interpret user bug reports, especially because most of them were games that either weren't going to be worked on anymore or were still being worked on, so the issues would be worked on anyway. It was very rare that they would find something that we didn't. It was mostly just the cheaters putting the maximum 9 million for their score or whatever. So it's a wand. It's a magic wand. It doesn't take up any magic to use it, and it's a projectile. So let's see how it does. Now, does Endfire and that stuff work on a wand?
I do not think so. I don't know. That might be cool though.
It would actually make sense that it would really give the element to the wand that it's just firing raw magic bolts right now, and it could be charged to have that element and even change the graphic on what's shooting.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Stop running away. Don't you want to get this wand? Oh well. Silly Quiridian. You're back. Cool. Yeah, I like wands. That works really well.
Yeah, they're kind of like a mid-range weapon.
Are they utilizing my rate of fire from the arms tree?
They should, yes.
Okay, cool. What exactly does agility do?
It will affect your critical hits and your oh wait. Yeah, it does critical hits and also ranged attacks. Like so
The bow.
yeah, if you use a bow, it uses instead of attack power only, it uses like 2 parts agility, 1 part attack power to
Okay,
determine your strength.
cool.
So yeah, if you want to be a ranger, then you definitely want to build agility.
This is building my arcane up really quickly. So is there a plan at some point to add more hotbars? Because that's the thing with this many abilities and the need to use the elements in the different situations. Having 10 even with the I would say 10 with the left and right click, but to be perfectly honest, I can't see myself not having a torch in the right click unless I've got something else creating a light source for me.
Right. Well, so I would like to have there's so much that it's still kind of up in the air. Like I want to do, but I guess it's a matter of time for a lot of these things. But I've been really thinking about adding in a new a 6th talent tree, which is exploration, and having that have some abilities like, you know, moving your dashing to be a skill that you use.
Oh, that would be great.
And then also like maybe making it so you could like get your jump to be a little higher. And then one of them would be getting like a little magical orb that could like follow you and give you some light source. And so then you could after a while, you know, once you've leveled up to like level 5 or something, you would be able to use that and replace your torches with that.
Nice.
But I think that it would be important to add in a like some additional hotbar or something like that. Like one thing I've been thinking about is maybe using the like QERT or something like that for other things. Like you could put skills on that, or maybe like consumable items or something.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like I could see a lot of depending on the build of the person. Like if you're a spellcaster, there's a lot of spells. There's the 4 projectile elements, the 4 damage enhance elements, and then there's 4 bigger projectiles, the firestorm, etc. Then even bigger, you know, the upheaval and all of those. So that's a lot of damn spells.
Right, 16.
And then same with the divine stuff. So there's definitely a point where, you know, either players have to choose certain things and then have to mix it up on the fly when they have a creature of a different element or of a different situation than they're equipped to deal with, or you know, just some way they'd be able to situationally swap between sets of things. Like for me, having even one set that when I'm doing crafting and I've got crafting mode on, that's all the crafting related stuff that shows up on my bar, would be really kind of nice.
Yeah, that's another thing I've been kind of playing around with, is having it possible to switch between, and I've actually like played around with this, like adding it into the game a little bit, is being able to switch between different toolbars. Some like MMOs do this where you'll have like a a primary toolbar and a secondary one or something like that, where you know you can press tab or something like that and switch.
Yeah.
So that way you could set up a crafting / building toolbar and then a combat toolbar, and maybe even have a third one or something like that, which could be like buffs or healing. Yeah, it's something that definitely needs to be played around with a lot to figure out what is best for this game, because like the controls are very different from most MMOs, and consequently, like, I need to, you know, take that into consideration.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm trying to track down that little house segment. I can't remember. I think it was down here somewhere. The one that was just a torch surrounded by not a lot else.
I think
Yeah.
I may have seen that on your map, if I recall correctly.
Would it have been like this little box right here, I guess? Oh, that's a different pathway. Okay, so I can... Yeah, I'm gonna head over and see what that's all about. I'm gonna go back that way. Was there a crystal down this way anywhere? I don't think so. And at some point, is there going to be an item, maybe it takes like 10 or 15 shards or like a catalyst or something to quick teleport back to a crystal or get back to the surface or something?
Oh, you can already do that.
Oh, how?
Just use one of the way shards.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yep, it'll by using it, it takes you back to the way shard that you are attuned to.
Nice.
That's also kind of like your home point type thing.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that worked. So that makes hardcore a lot more playable, because I didn't realize it was actually a feature. Alright, so it's not this one where I wanted to send.
Look at all those ghost shells.
Yeah, there's going to be quite a few of those.
So yeah, it looks like you want to go over across the mountain ridge.
Yeah, it was the lava dig area, which I believe was in the middle of the molten biome, or the volcanic or whatever. Piggy. Now these icy dudes, do they drop anything special or just Sile cores?
Right now, just style cores.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have them drop anything else. Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
If for us. We used to just call him Snow Golem. We've been trying to change up all the names to be a little bit more interesting and also fit the mythos more.
Gotcha. I would say, if anything, dropping a non-upgradable, like an ice pick or something, it's basically that sword thing they swing of that. Not a big upgrade from the broadsword, but something that if somebody fights enough of them, or maybe a higher level version of the creature will maybe have a higher, a slightly better version, but that it's still it's not a weapon that you're looking to rely on. It's just something to use in the interim till you get something better.
Right. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah, I'd like to add in some more unique items like that, definitely, where you kind of like one-off items. Right now, a lot of the items in the game are all upgradable, and you kind of like invest in your items. Hey, look, there's a little treasure chest. Did you open that one already?
Where?
Just above you. See over by the torch.
I'll go back to that. Oh yeah, I think I did get that one already.
Yeah, okay.
I'll burrow my way up there and check though. Now that I have
It's only a wooden box though, so
oh yeah,
those...
I'm pretty sure I already got those. If I put a torch next to it, I think I found like 2 or 3 of them right next to each other.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I see another one up there. I'm sure you can probably spot the stuff a lot easier than me, having worked with it for so long.
Yeah, after 2 years, I've acquired the eye to quickly find these things.
Yeah, both of those have already been looted. Okay. Oh, but I see one of those Remna things up there that is apparently available again.
Oh, nice.
Is that the shaky thing to grab that?
I think you just interact with it.
Oh, I guess I do just interact with it. What can I drop? I've got plenty of carapace.
One little nice trick for something like that is to just right click, or sorry, click in your inventory to grab something, and then you'll pick up the item, and then you can click there again, and then you can actually use it by right clicking while you're holding it.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
So then
I've
you
tried
have to
that.
put it onto your toolbar.
I've tried that with some things and had it work, and I've tried it with other things and it didn't quite. So.
Oh really? Which things did it not work with?
I can't remember. It
Okay,
also
fine.
could have just been the awkwardness with trying to plant stuff and not being in the right proximity or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think yeah, there is that weirdness where if you can't use it, then it ends up just dropping it instead. And so yeah, if you try to plant something in an invalid place, like you're too far above ground or too far below ground or too far away or whatever, then I think yeah, we'll just drop it.
Okay. Found some more jars. Is there any easy way to deal with those laser dudes? Because it seems like they're just devastating no matter how you fight them.
I think if you get close to them, there's yeah, I guess they're maybe projectiles might actually be a better way to deal with them. Yeah, I don't know, I don't even know how I fight them. I've found in all these monsters so much that it's just it just is second nature to me now, I guess. It's
I
kind of
getcha.
weird. It's kind of like trying to explain to someone how to ride a bike or something.
Gotcha. Let's see. I need to. Oh. He's not much of a threat anymore. I need to get this harvester though, because I need more to upgrade the next level of the wand. Ow, stop hitting me. Yay, ectoplasm. It's the plasm of the ectos. I don't need any more sinew for now. Moving on. Oh, where was that segment? I'm getting close to it. Need to keep descending. I can't see where I'm actually at on the map. Is the other reason why it's kind of slow going down a little bit here.
It should automatically center, but yeah, once you get the cartographer NPC, then that will give you access to purchase map markers, and one of the map markers will be a player marker.
Oh, cool.
I kind of
hey, yeah.
you'll see that I really like the concept of upgrading And so you do a
Yeah.
lot of that in this game. Like you're upgrading your weapons, you're upgrading your bags, your inventory space, you're upgrading your maps, etc.
Gotcha. And that's really cool. That's a good way to have a kind of progression system that's beyond just get better weapons and increase your level.
Yeah, I would like, you know, the end goal is to have it so that at the end of the game, you know, after you've beaten the final boss and whatever, you look at your character and you're like some BA compared to, like where you started off, where you're,
Right.
you know, extremely weak. You have like no inventory space. You have no, you know, really good items. You don't have anything on your map, and so like you can actually really see the progression. I think that's really cool, and something I really want in Crea, because like whenever you look at something like Terraria, you can actually just like, if you create a character and then where's that?
There it is.
Torch.
Is just
That's funny.
House of Torch.
That's pretty funny. I think that means that there's another one nearby. I don't know for sure though. But yeah, like in Terraria, you can actually create a new character and then have your friend like drop a bunch of gear and a few like heart piece, I forgot what they're called, the heart crystals or whatever, and you're suddenly as good as a character that you could have spent 40 hours playing.
Yeah, the heart shards are the ones that are maybe a little tougher. It's those mana shards or whatever. Early on, they're kind of tough to get, but then as you play more and more, you're at the point where you're literally using those shooting stars as ammo.
Right.
That's weird. You see the blocks that are disappearing behind me as I'm collecting more or making more drop in the world?
Yeah, if there's only like, I think it only has about 50, so if, I guess you're leaving a lot laying around.
Yeah, I am. So is that if I had other items laying around elsewhere in the world, would those all be destroyed then?
Kind of. So actually what's happening to them is there's this other
Oh,
NPC.
here we go.
Did you find it?
It's down.
There's an NPC in Crea called the Scavenger, and he actually picks up all of the items that you like leave laying on the ground and that get destroyed. You know, they disappear while they're on the ground, and then you can buy the items back from the Scavenger NPC.
Enchanted Silic Blade? Hell yes. This is an awesome chest. Strike Artisan Broadsword. Nice, nice. Man. Alright, I'm gonna have to drop some stuff to make room for all of this.
It's too bad you didn't find one of those other items.
The bags, yeah.
Yeah, the
pouch.
pouch, and there's another item that you would really want from it.
Well, yeah, there's also pre-crafted bags from what I understand. Okay, so I see... I could probably just make myself a path straight down to it. I don't see any crystals below. If there was a crystal below, I would just be able to use that and climb my way back up. Do I see some more down here? Or is that just iron? That's just iron.
What is that one that's pretty close by? Is that just grass, or it's like a little bit below you and to the, what is it, to the right?
Oh, you know, I don't know. I'll check that out. I can just leave these seeds in here. Gold bricks, those are nice. I don't really need to bring them with me. I've got plenty of glow balls. I will leave some of this stuff because it's not like the chest is going anywhere.
Yeah, it should stick around. Well, for sure.
Yeah.
It won't disappear like those other items that are just dropped on the ground. That would suck.
So I've got a couple new weapons. I'll just grab them and bring them with. +70 attack power, +3 attack.
Look at all that dirt you have.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a dirt farmer.
Eventually, you'll have some good use for it.
Cool. Yeah, that's one of the things I really like with Landmark is there's an item called a sifter, where all of your like non-tiered materials you can throw in there, thousands at a time, and you'll get little bags you can open that'll randomly give you some gems, some ore, or these artifact pieces that you use to upgrade stuff.
Oh, interesting.
If you wanted to check that out, I can definitely get you a copy of it or something, or the.
I wish I could, but I am obsessive. If I started playing a game like that, I wouldn't stop.
Well, fortunately, right now there's just building and harvesting, and soon-to-be exploration. So.
I see.
You'd be able to kind of hit the content wall pretty quickly.
I gotcha. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I'll consider it.
We'll talk about it later then. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, in Crea, how I plan to give more purpose to dirt and other like common blocks is you'll use them. There'll be a dungeoneer NPC, and you'll give these common items to him, like a bunch of dirt, and he'll create a randomly generated dungeon.
Awesome.
And
hell yes.
and yeah, so you'll be able to like do some interesting things with that. Like we'll actually have a dungeon progression system, and also like have dungeons with different rules. Did you ever play like Disgaea or Phantom Brave?
A little bit. I get the idea behind them.
Okay, yeah. So, well, that's one of the features they have in their game is like where you can go into dungeons and you can kind of affect the rules that are applied to the dungeon.
Oh yeah.
And so I want to do something similar like that, where you could have a dungeon that is maybe just one huge room with tons of monsters in it, or another dungeon where there's like anti-gravity or something, or very low gravity, or and then like these different effects could be applied to that realm, to the dungeon.
Very cool. Yeah, a friend of mine has been telling me about this game Cloudberry Kingdom that's a platformer where it'll do that. You'll complete a level and then you can go back to it and tell it what kind of challenges and how many to add, and it'll procedurally like throw new challenges into that same level so you can play it again.
Yeah, that game is crazy. They did a Kickstarter about the same time we did. And yeah, it's just it's all procedurally generated, and they've written some interesting articles about how they like set it up so they can make it very easy or like almost impossible, where you have to follow like an exact path. Otherwise, there'll be like 50 things that will kill you all at once.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out at some point. I've been meaning to, because I'd love to probably have them on here at some point, because I love procedural games. That's what the show's all about.
Right.
Yeah. So, still carving my way towards that little green spot. It's kind of slow going because it's stone here, but got things.
So, there's iron also.
Yeah. Well, there's that iron that I'm collecting. Here's a little divot to let me through a little quicker.
Yeah, that's one of the things that have been quite challenging is the underground, and trying to get that procedural generation to be nice, where there's like an actual cave system that you can explore, but trying to make it so it's not too easy for the player. So you have to dig a little bit, and then also trying to like get it so that it leads the player some. Slowly getting there. It's been a challenge.
I gotcha. I mean, the way the world generates now is pretty enjoyable. Just the fact that it only goes up to gold is, I think, the for me, it seems the biggest limitation because there's only so much space you can have in the world before you're already, accessing the in-game materials.
There's actually more that you can find, but you have to like beat the bosses and whatnot.
Oh, okay. So, am I in that green spot then, I guess? Is this it? I guess this is just some mushrooms or something.
Yeah, I guess it's the foliage there.
Does that cause like a light source that reveals map?
No, it's probably a monster that was in there at one point, and so that's why it revealed that hole. You saw it off on the side of your screen or something.
Okay, because I also saw down here a another section. Okay, so I didn't realize monsters can actually open up and reveal a map. That's really cool. And once we get here, it might be time for me to warp back, because I've got a bunch of stuff to dump off. But I really like the the idea of just going into the caves and trying to find what's around.
Right, yeah, that was definitely one of my most, the things I enjoyed most about Terraria. There was sometimes where I'd go down into a cave and spend like 4 hours down there just like exploring.
Yeah. Oh yeah, some blue trees. I've seen these through the walls before.
Yep, the mushroom trees.
Yeah. And it's just wood and the seeds that aren't really used for anything right now. Oh, and a chest. I see a silver chest there.
Jackpot.
Hell
Yeah, the seeds you can plant more mushroom trees.
Which, it sounds like they... Oh, and I see some crystals down there. Gold chest! Oh, but I only had the one gold key. I see a remnant down there.
Kill some monsters nearby. Oh look, there's also a crystal.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something below you as well, like another gold room.
Oh, nice. Alright, let's see. Gained 1 agility. I'll take it. Give me that crystal. That's a ton of shards just waiting there. I really like the persistence of the world, that if you aren't somewhere for a while, it grows and grows and grows. Yeah, I see a library or some sort of bookshelf or something down there.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's a little like abandoned house type thing. Cool.
Nice. Well, I'll come at it from an angle here so I can walk out easily. Nice. Now we're about 15 minutes before this show normally wraps up. I would totally be willing to go longer than the usual scheduled time if you want to hang out, but if you want to, okay, cool. Usually folks are like, well, and I understand why, because people are usually busy, but it's like, well, I'd love to stay, but I gotta keep getting these features in.
Yeah, I probably should. I can stick around a little bit longer, but
cool. Yeah, I won't keep you too long, because you are kind of in the process of making the game and working on features. And that's one of the things I've really been appreciating, is when you get on and actually demonstrate the process that you're working.
Yeah, through the live streams. Yeah, I love doing that. It's just a matter of like building up
a free mannequin. Got a free mannequin. I see some chests in here, a couple chests. Some
awesome.
Nice. So I'll be able to come back and then get back after the that gold chest I had above.
Yeah.
Studded breeches. Man, why didn't I find all these chests before I started making my gear? That's fine. There's upgrade paths. It's totally not a biggie. There's a wand in here. Oh, there's... Oh.
Yeah, you definitely want to explore a lot. You can find some pretty awesome stuff.
Some silk, finally. Man, that stuff is so hard. You only find it in chests right now. Is that correct? The silk?
Yeah, I think you only find it in treasure chest, and the merchant NPC sells it.
Okay. So now these mannequins, I'm supposed to be able to put an outfit on them and they become an NPC. Is that how it works?
That's right.
That's neat.
Yeah, I don't know why, but as soon as I came up with the idea, I fell in love with it. I'm like, that is amazing. I have to do that.
It's really funny and it's like really, really effective.
Yeah. Something. So like it kind of fits in with the whole mythos of that, like you're alone on this world, and so there aren't like just people wandering around that you can find. And then so you bring these things, these mannequins to life, kind of. It's something I was joking around with, and I really like this idea, and it would be cool for another game or something like that, but where you had these mannequins and they're coming to life and you're talking to them and you're interacting with them and you're doing all these things, and then at the end of the game, plot twist, the mannequins aren't really alive and your character is just crazy and you're just talking to the mannequins.
Oh, I thought the plot twist was that the character is also an animate mannequin. Ooh, that could be, yeah, those actually could be different endings. It could be, you know, same content but branching and have different endings sort of thing. That could be really fun. Okay, some more incense over there. I don't know where I was putting my sile cores. Got more ectoplasm. That's awesome. Leather. Just a pile of stuff. I'm definitely gonna have to at one point spend a session, probably not logged in on streaming because it's probably not gonna be fun to watch, but just going through and organizing all the materials. And
you can rename the treasure chest now.
Oh, cool. So that way I can tell them what to put in. Now, can I put down wooden platforms and put treasure chests on those?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I can stack like 20 chests in an area and just have all the things by their stations.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Nice. Yeah, that's the sort of stuff. I've got my Viewers' Choice Tuesdays that I've been doing. And this week I just kind of rigged it that you can choose what I'm playing, but I'm only playing Crea. So the one that people voted for is decorative building. So this sort of stuff here with the soot and these types of plants, that's definitely the sort of thing I'm going to be keeping in mind for it, being able to have like a garden area and a living area and a library and all that fun stuff, because that's, you know, I don't know how much people have really sat around doing decorative building in the community. I'm sure over the past 2 years there's been some amount, but considering Landmark is something I play a lot and that's all just building, I kind of enjoy building. It's fun.
Right. Yeah. I think there's been some, and we're actually planning to do a pretty massive like update to that whole like decorative building thing, where right now we have kind of just one set of items, which is kind of like the most basic things, you know, lots of wood stuff. Yeah. And we want to add in like lots of themed items, you know, like maybe have some type of like bamboo themed decorative items and some, I don't know, castle themed and whatever, like just have a ton more house items.
That's really cool, and I like what's already there and what's already available too, because I found a lot of the stuff in a lot of the builder games, it's stuff that already exists that you repurpose in different ways to create different effects. So even with what's in the game already, there's a lot of stuff that I could utilize in different ways to you know, same props in a different arrangement makes it look like a completely different room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that'll be a whole lot of fun to experiment with. Speaking of experimenting with and a whole lot of fun, I'm going to put this sword that I found up. Thanks for the follow. 31 damage? Oh yeah. That's a little bit more significant.
Yeah, that's the artisan broadsword. That's like the upgraded version.
And it's also got +3 attack as the enchant on it, so
Nice.
it should be a lot of fun to carve around the world with for a little bit, and then upgrade off of that, because why not? Or why so? Why not continue the thing that I already started upgrading with that spear?
You can do them all.
Yes.
It's just a matter of time.
It is. Okay, so I've deposited most of that. I can probably deposit some more stuff, make some more room, because realistically, there's at least two to three trips plus the stuff in that gold chest.
So, if there was one thing that you could see changed or added to Crea, what would you say it would be? I mean, there's going to be more than one thing, of course, but I'm just curious, what's your top priority?
That's a really good question, because there is so much. I think you're right about the mobility and exploration, because not being able to do like a double jump or have grappling hook or anything wall climb or anything like that. It really limits my ability to get around the world and forces me to do that silly thing where I have to build blocks underneath myself to get out of places, which
Right.
it feels like it's a good low-level mechanic for people to have to do, but as you get it deeper and deeper into the tougher stuff, it's a really wonky thing to have one spot on your hotbar dedicated to just dirt so you can get out of places.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So that would be, and I would even say it might be a hell of a lot to add, but you could even put a stamina system in with that. So the reason why you can't just keep mashing your double tap and your dash and all of that stuff is because you'll run out of juice, and then you'll just be normal movement and basic jumps for until you've got enough energy to do other things again.
Right. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about that and considering like maybe going more of a Dark Souls route, where instead of, because I would hate to make the player have to manage 3 different resources.
Right.
So I was thinking like maybe removing SP and replacing that with some type of energy, or just having SP become more energy where it replenishes quicker. And you would consume it by dashing, by like doing like some, I don't know, rolls or whatever.
That would make sense.
Use a shield, that type of thing.
So that would actually work really well, because then if you're going for a wizard type, you can't be as agile, you can't use as much of the dodging stuff, but at the same time, if you aren't doing that dodging stuff, then you have the firepower available, versus you might be in a situation where you only get one fireball every minute or two because you have to keep your juice up to dodge. And I think of like the battles in Terraria using this item set, fighting the Skeletron boss, for example, and he would just beat the crap out of you because you don't really have enough mobility. The way I would create my arena to fight Skeletron, I would have this large section, this giant rectangle that I've dug out, and then placed wooden platforms all over the place. So I can just jump and descend as I need to, basically, flight without wings to be able to get around, get the attacks in when I need to, dodge around as I need to, etc. So,
yeah, I would do the same with my brothers for Eye of Cthulhu, where we would like just build this like thing up floating in the sky, and then we'd have all those different platforms, and then just throw ninja stars at them.
Yeah, spike balls were actually like OP for Skeletron in particular, but really any boss, because they just sit there on the ground. If you drag the boss through a line of them, they take damage from each one they touch.
Nice.
So those goblin raids.
Were those when was those added? The gauntlet balls.
The spike balls were added whenever the goblin raids were added, so it's been at least
so
like
it was
2
like
years,
1.1
I
or
think.
something.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, I don't remember using those.
You only get them if you have a goblin raid come, because that's the only place where they
Oh.
drop is off goblin raiders.
I see. That's probably why.
Yeah, and the circumstances to have that happen were fairly limited too, because I think you have to play for a certain amount of time. I think it was kill a certain amount of goblins, and then eventually a goblin scout party would arrive, and when you kill them, then the invasion begins.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and I really like those invasion events, because they would just get up into your stuff and destroy your NPCs and everything.